So these got hammered for a while. This was the second shoe to drop that everybody was very concerned about. But you can see that there's been a long lateral correction throughout time over here, and now we're starting to see some buying. We're starting to see some volume pick up over here, volume picking up over here. We've got a triangle over here with volume diminishing. More than likely we're going to see a breakout in an M back. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye on. Very kind of surprised to see that. Look at this 3C daily chart. I mean, this thing is out of control. This is a huge positive leading divergence. I mean, price is way down here, and this is making new highs, not only for the year, but for the last 2 years. So that indicates that there's a lot of accumulation going on in AMBAC. And there's been plenty of time to accumulate through this base. So they may move this thing up real high and real fast. So keep an eye on AMBAC. That's an interesting one. CPST, I've traded this stock so many times and I made a lot of money with CPST. I love it. If we look at a weekly chart, you can see there's just a lot of volatility in the stock. An attempt through the 200-day, fell right back down, got support at the 50-day, broke above the 200, and it's above the 200, and we have the golden cross over here, the 50 crossing above the 200. So CPST, this stock is a stock that moves really fast, really quick. In one day, almost 90%. You could almost double your money in one day. So like I said, CPST is a stock I like to trade. Made a lot of money in it in the past. So PAET is our next stock. This is correcting laterally through time. If we just draw some real quick trend lines, these are kind of sloppy because I'm just trying to do them real quick. But we'll pick up this hammer here where we got some support. So we've got the triangle, continuation pattern. What is it continuing? It's continuing this uptrend over here. So we've got 1, 2, almost 3, 4, kind of about 5 points of contact. That's where I like to see during that. MACD has been moving up. Volume over here. This is something I want to point out. People look for huge volume to really get excited about a stock, but you gotta be smart about this and not do the same thing everybody else does. Like I say, Wall Street is full of sheep. Be the wolf. Little this. These are the things to really keep an eye on, especially when it's sitting right there under resistance and above support. So telecommunications, take a look in the industry. You might see some other ones that are looking interesting right now. Next up is Coin, COIN. This is another one, Coin. Really easy name to remember, and it looks like a momentum play. I mean, look at this. Look at how this stock moved. The value of that move, 500% in less than a year. 500%. Another thing to keep an eye on with these stocks is, you know, when we see what I call like temples, you know, they're like these really, or spires, these really spiky moves. I sell on those because almost always they're a reversal. You can see in this case a reversal, in this case a reversal. You don't want to lose all that money, 100%, 200%. Again, spike over here, reversal, it comes down. What's interesting here is it's moving down, right? Look at the volume in here. Somebody's accumulating shares, Actually, what I want to really show you on Coin also was the fact that this is kind of an interesting bottom too. It's kind of got this rounding in volume the whole way down over here, and then it really picks up over there. And look at MACD. I mean, very productive the whole time, moving up and then moving into positive territory. So I like that stock, Coin. So next up we have Crocs, CROX, and here's Crocs. Really beautiful bottom. I like this rounding bottom, as you know. I like rounding bottoms. You can see it over here. I don't know why my pen's not drawing, but rounding bottom. And it's moved above that 50-day moving. Actually, we're looking at a weekly chart there. If we look at it over here, it's moved well above that 50-day moving average. You just got to watch for this, that golden cross over here. But as soon as we broke through, the 200-day moving average volume just really swelled, went way up. So that's just one of those things where you can make money. Over here you see it acting as resistance, acting as support, resistance over here, boom, it's probably going to be support on a pullback to that 50-day moving average. You just want to keep an eye out on these moving averages. They're pretty important. For whatever reason, they're important. One cool thing to look at is this rounding bottom, how it's shaped on Crocs. You can see actually price rounding, volume rounding. This is a really perfect rounding bottom. So, and this is a weekly chart. You can see over here a weekly chart instead of a daily. And if we go back to the daily and just zoom in again, or actually zoom out just a little bit, you can see it's just had a lot of time to correct. Been a lot of time for accumulation to occur, and that 50-day, 200-day, they're in the right place, and it's moving. So this is our resistance zone over here where this gap is, and you can see we're pretty close to it right now. So expect a little trouble in this area, maybe a pullback. It might pull back to that 50-day moving average. Probably be a good buy there. So next up, we're going to talk about some shorts, some short sales. First, let's take a look at the actual dollar index, and we'll see what's going on, why it's going on. Basically, what we have is what I called out quite a while ago was a bear flag, and here's our bear flag. There's the flagpole. Here's the flag. To have a valid flag, what it needs to do is the flag needs to go in the direction opposite the prevailing trend. The prevailing trend is down. It needs to correct upwards like this. And then when it breaks down below that, that's our signal to go short. And it's held pretty well below that 50-day moving average. That is the US dollar over here, as you can see. So US dollar is weak. Metals are going to be strong. Gold typically is strong. Oil is always going to be strong because oil is priced in US dollars. So when the US dollar falls, the value of oil actually falls. So they've got to increase the price of oil to make up for the difference in the loss in the US dollar. So they're trying to actually just maintain their profits. They're not trying to make any more on it in that case. That's just what happens. So that's why we're seeing some of the stocks that we're seeing move. VPRT is going to be our next one. VPRT. Here we go. VPRT. What is it? Vistaprint. Why is this a short in my book? Well, first of all, it's topping out over here. Instead of maintaining a nice bit of momentum, you can see that it's in a negative divergence over here, which is building. It's starting to break down below that 50-day moving average. The volume is huge. There's a lot of sellers in there. And when this plummets again through that 50-day, it'll probably hit this 200, bounce around in here, maybe bounce around between them, and then it's going to probably fall down again. I do believe, let's take a look at our trading system. So here's our trading channel. And you can see it's already given us one sell signal. They, as they're going sideways here, they kind of bounce around. The signals aren't that great, but the next fall below this will probably be a sell signal, and this will probably be a pretty profitable trade in my book. Next up is SYNA. So SYNA, there we go, and SYNA. Here's another short. Now, why is this a short? Let's look at our trading channel again. Got this huge gap over here, right, where price fell. There's no price action over there. It couldn't even fill the gap. It's up right at the bottom of the channel. That's a perfect entry.